Lan Wangji opened his eyes from his sleep, and it was still quite dark outside. He carefully removed the fluffy head lying on his body and heard Wei Wuxian's dissatisfied snort. Just as he was about to get out of bed, Lan Wangji suddenly felt his back heavy, and then a pair of hands wrapped around his neck. Wei Wuxian's lazy voice rang in his ears. "And you want to go before I wake up?" Lan Wangji sighed. "No." Wei Wuxian didn't ask any more questions and lay back on the bed again. He always slept until the sun rises high before getting up. Lan Wangji doesn't know what happened today. Last night, Lan Wangji was so fierce that Wei Wuxian woke up this morning with his legs still trembling and his voice was hoarse because of it too. However, speaking of it, last night, it seemed that it was Wei Wuxian who had flirted with Lan Wangji first. It was only when the other party's breath was heavier and each kiss became more intense, Wei Wuxian felt the crisis. But it was too late. He begged for mercy with a broken voice and the fierce lingering. How could Lan Wangji listen to him? This culprit kept saying no, but his legs were stubbornly wrapped around Lan Wangji's waist and refused to let go. Wei Wuxian's moan made Lan Wangji almost lose his mind, so he had to stop his mouth by kissing him. Lan Wangji sat beside the bed. Wei Wuxian looked at him with half-squinted eyes and a grin, not paying any attention to the large area of his skin that was exposed to the air, stained with countless love marks. Lan Wangji glanced at that and turned his eyes away with blushed face and red earlobes. "You drank a bit too much yesterday." Wei Wuxian was still smiling. "Really? It's not that much. I was not drunk anyway. It's you who's drunk after a cup," he continued. "But yesterday, you seemed very happy." Lan Wangji hummed. Another moment of silence. Wei Wuxian spoke first. "My senior sister is pregnant, do you know?" Lan Wangji nodded. "I know, you told me." Wei Wuxian wondered, "Huh? When?" Lan Wangji hesitated for a while before slowly opening his mouth. "Last night." "When?" Of course, Wei Wuxian didn't remember exactly what time it was last night. He just snorted to himself. He went on to ask, "You were really happy yesterday, right?" Lan Wangji knew what he wanted to ask, but he wasn't ready to answer right now. "Get up first, take a shower and change clothes," Wei Wuxian suddenly said. "Lan Zhan, let me go." Lan Wangji froze when he heard that. "Let me go back to Yunming. I've practiced the demonic cultivation for so long. You can't help me. If I continue to stay here, it will only cause you trouble." Lan Wangji didn't speak. After a long time, he called out, "Wei Ying." Wei Wuxian's heart was about to melt when he heard this call mixed with many emotions, but he still pretended to be calm. Lan Wangji looked into his eyes and said solemnly, "Yesterday, my brother told me that my uncle promised to let me have you here." He lowered his eyes and sighed. "I never felt your trouble." These were Lan Wangji's sincere words, but the words were interpreted by Wei Wuxian differently for some reason. Wei Wuxian only felt that Lan Zhan suffered a lot of unfair treatment because Lan Zhan had made so many efforts, which only received his "let me go." Wei Wuxian really wanted to slap himself. He scratched his head and sighed. Just when Lan Wangji thought he really wanted to leave and was ready to compromise, Wei Wuxian gave him a kiss. "Okay, I'm joking. I just want to go to Yunming to find Jiang Cheng to visit senior sister together. After all, she is pregnant now. I have to go and see if Jin Zixuan has taken good care of her." Lan Wangji looked deeply at his smiling eyes as if he wanted to see through Wei Wuxian, and finally, he hugged the person tightly in front of him. "Then you don't leave." Wei Wuxian smiled and said, "I'll just joke about it. How can I really be willing to leave?" The two hugged each other and somehow rolled back on the bed. By the time Wei Wuxian realized, he and Lan Wangji had been kissing each other for quite some time. The door to the quiet room was not opened until noon.